Namaskaram. Shri Mahaganapatiye Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to today's humble samarpanam on Mayilpeeli. Today we shall chant, learn and understand the slokas of Narayaneeyam Dasakam 33. Let us first chant the sloka and then understand the meaning. Dasakam 33 talks about Ambareesha Charitham. Ambareesha was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu who was always protected by the Vishnu Chakra, the Sudarshana. When sage Durvasa got short-tempered and tried to harm him, the Vishnu Chakra chased sage Durvasa and left him only at the request of Ambareesha. Dasakam 33, Sloka 1. Vaivasvatakya manuputra nabhagajata नाभागनामकनरेन्द्र सुतोऽम्बरीशः सप्तार्णवावृतमहिदयितोऽपि रेमे त्वत्सङ्गिषु त्वयि च मग्नमना सदैव. Here Bhattadri says, O Lord, Vaivasvato Manu's son Nabhaga had a son called Nabhaga, who was a great king. His son Ambareesha was ruling over the earth, surrounded by the 7 oceans. He was very pious and devout and was always engaged in meditating on you and your devotees. King Ambareesha was always worshipping and rendering wholehearted service to the Lord and his devotees. Dasakam 33, Sloka 2. Tvatpritaye sakalameva vitanvatosya Bhakyaiva devana chirada britha prasadham Enasya yachana mritepya virakshanartham Chakram bhavan pravitatara sahasradaram. O Lord, since he was such a staunch devotee of you, who had dedicated everything to please you, you wished to bless him in a fitting manner. So, you gifted him your disc, the Sudarshana Chakra, which had 1,000 sharp edges for his protection, although he did not ask for it, is what Bhattadri says in this shloka. Here we understand that dedicated devotion and service to the Lord without wanting anything in return would make the Lord give his most precious and choicest of blessings. Dasakam 33, Sloka 3. Sadvadashi Vratamato Bhavadarchanartam Varsham Dhadau Madhuvane Yamunopakante Patnya Samam Sumanasa Mahatim Vitanvan Pujam Dvijeshu Visujan Pashup Shashti Kotim. O Lord, King Ambareesha always observed the fast on Ekadashi, and he wished to do this Ekadashi fast in Vrindavan, and thus he lived in Madhuvana near the bank of the river Yamuna for a whole year along with his virtuous wife and observed the Ekadashi fast and the Dwadashi rites to propitiate you. As a part of this worship, he gave away 60 crores of cows to Brahmins, is what we understand in this shloka. Dasakam 33, Sloka 4. Tatra taparanadine bhavadarchanante Durvasasasya munina bhavanam prapede Bhogdum vritascha sanrupena parartishilo Mandam jagamayamunam niyaman vitasyan. Here we understand that on the day of breaking the fast, that is the Dwadashi day, at the close of this worship, sage Durvasa came to the palace. Since King Ambareesha was very delighted to see the great sage at his palace, he invited the sage to partake the food at the close of the rites. Sage Durvasa said he will join Ambareesha after finishing his customary ablutions. The sage, who had a natural inclination to put others to hardship, went to the river Yamuna at a leisurely pace to perform his customary ablutions. Dasakam 33, Sloka 5. Rajñata parana muhurta samaptikedat Varaiva parana makari bhavat parena प्राप्तो मुनिस्तदत दिव्यदृशां विजानन् क्षिप्यन् क्रुधो धृतजटो विततानकृत्याम्. O Lord, as the auspicious time for breaking the fast was about to end, the king, though troubled at heart, broke his fast by sipping only water out of devotion to you. The sage, coming to know of this by his divine vision, returned and abused the king with harsh words, and then, tearing his matted hair with rage, created a wicked deity called Kritya to destroy the king. Dasakam 33, Sloka 6. Krityam cha tamasidaram bhuvanam dahantim agre viviksha nrupati napada cha kampe त्वद्भक्तबादमभिवीक्ष्य सुदर्शनं ते कृत्यानलं शलभयन् मुनिमन्वधावीत्. O Lord, even when that evil spirit Kritya, with sword in hand, advanced towards him, scorching everything in its way, the king stood rooted to his post. Seeing the king's agony, your divine disc Sudarshana instantly burnt that terrible deity by its own fire, like a moth is destroyed, and started chasing the sage who was running away. Dasakam 33, Sloka 7. Davannasheshabhuvaneshu biyasa pashyan vishwatra chakramapi te gatavan virincham खकाल चक्रमति लङ्घ्यतीत्यपास्तः शर्वं ययौ स च भवन्तमवन्दतैव. O Lord, the sage Durvasa fled in terror and fear to all the worlds, but everywhere he saw the disk pursuing him relentlessly. He entreated Brahma to save him, but Brahma drove him away with the plea that the wheel of time could not be superseded. He then approached Lord Shiva, but he too pleaded helplessness and saluted you, is what Bhattadri says in this shloka. Dasakam 33, Sloka 8. Bhoyo bhavannilayamedya munim namantam proche bhavanaham nanu bhaktadasaha ज्ञानं तपश्च विनयान्वितमेव मान्यं याह्यम्बरीशपदमेव भजेति भूमन्. Then, O Lord, when the sage Durvasa reached your abode and was prostrating before you, O infinite Lord, you told him, O Rishi, I am only a servant of my devotees. Knowledge and austerity combined with modesty and humility only is respected. Go and seek shelter at the feet of Ambareesha himself. Dasakam 33, Sloka 9. Tavat sametya munina sagruhita pado raja pasrutya bhavadasdramasavanaushit chakre gate muniradada kilashishoshmai tvad Bhakti-magasi krute krupam cha samshan. Here we understand that at once sage Durvasa fell at the king's feet. The king, stepping back, prayed to your divine weapon, the disc Sudarshana. At the prayer and request of the king, the disc was pacified and vanished. The sage praised the king's devotion to you and his compassionate nature even towards those who had harmed him, and conferred all his blessings on him. Dasakam 33, Shloka 10. Raja pratishya munimeka samama nashwan sambodhya sadhutam rishim risrujan prasannam bhuktva swayam tvayitatopi drudam vratombu सायुज्यमाप च समां पवनेशपायाः. O Lord, the king, who was waiting for the sage for a whole year without partaking any food, fed him a sumptuous feast and bade him farewell. The sage left with full satisfaction. The king took food only after that. His devotion to you increased more than ever before, and in due time he was granted salvation and was fully merged into you. O Guruvayurappa, may you of such divine nature save me, is what Matadri pleads in this shloka. Hare Krishna. Govinda Nama Sankirtanam. Govinda Govinda. Narayana Akila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Shri Haraye Namaha. Shri Maha Periyava Sharanam.